Hello.
Hello, Kevin. Welcome here on this success interview. My name is Anna. I'm head coach at Leveraged. And for those who don't know you, how about if you just tell us your trading story, who you are, how did you start trading?
Okay, well, my name is Kevin. I've been trading for probably about a year now. I've learnt the hard way, so took a few losses before I got any good at it. Picking it up now, though. I like to trade the finding the support and resistance and all sorts of different things. Really, I just keep an eye on certain levels and then see if it's going to retrace or blow past the breakout and
Hmm.
and just go with that. I do. So I got into it basically because well, basically because I got scammed.
Oh, not a good
So
experience.
no, so I got into this thing where they said, "Oh, we'll do this for you," and they didn't, and I lost a bit of money with them. And I thought,
Right.
well, yeah, but I can see the potential in trading, so I'm going to learn it myself. Then, and not
Okay.
listen to too many other people.
Hmm.
So I got into that, and yeah, so it's an up and down experience, but it's more ups now than there used to be. So it's going as expected. So
Okay, as expected. Right. Okay, so you
yeah.
you did a year ago. So I would, no offense taken, but I would call you just a baby. You're just a
Oh, I
baby.
am. Yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not really a long time, and but maybe this is great because I think for those people who start like now, there's so much information available on internet and like really good information that helps you to
Yes.
really
Yeah.
put the expectation out there that's realistic. And I'm really really happy to see actually that you've got so far and already have funded accounts, got to the payout,
Yeah.
and yeah, really interesting to hear. So okay, so you said you're trading support resistance. Can you maybe walk us through like a little bit what kind of strategy you used for your sprint account because you're trading sprint with us? So what kind of account?
Yes.
So what kind
Well,
of strategy? Obviously not too deep in the
yeah, yeah,
stuff.
but obviously initially there be very careful because it's such a tight drawdown, so you need to be very careful on it. So small lots,
Hmm.
um, and yes, you just keep an eye on the chart, and you can spot the support and resistance where it builds up like liquidation stuff, liquidity, should I say? And yes, so keep an eye on that. When it hits it, just keep an eye on the candle pattern as to whether it's
Hmm.
making a move up or down. And then you enter, but not with a huge. Make sure you put a stop loss on. It's very important.
Yes.
Enter with a small lot, and just to grab. Well, what I usually do, to be honest, is I would set the stop loss and the take profit, say about 50 pips or something like that, or up to 100 maybe.
Right.
And when it starts going into the positive, I usually break even as soon as it feels as I feel
Right.
confident in it.
Hmm.
So it's a no loss situation. Also, when I have broken even, sometimes I also put a trailing stop on. If it looks like it's going to fire away, what I do is
Yes.
I'll take off me take profit and put a trailing stop on after it's passed. Obviously, when it's making profit already,
Hmm.
and then just let it ride that out because it usually ends up getting a bit more than my take profit was anyway. So that's a good way of
Nice.
doing it. But most importantly on the sprint is just be careful. Protect your account rather than aim to protect your account rather than aim to make the money. If you know what I mean. If you aim to
Very
protect
very
your
wise
account,
word.
it'll make its own money if you keep going. And as long as you're okay to trade again, then you'll get there. But that's it.
Okay, right. Okay, very, very wise words. Something that I caught on is like, protecting your account, obviously, and then
Yeah.
putting to break even. And that's just the best feeling as traders would say is when you're risk free. And that's exactly what happens when you
Yes.
put to break even.
Take a break.
Right. Okay. Can you walk us through maybe what kind of assets do you prefer to trade? What is your favorite asset to trade?
I mostly trade gold and Bitcoin. Now they're all they're very volatile ones, but I do enjoy them the most because once they go, they go. So,
Yeah,
but of course that works both ways, which is why you should always put a stop loss on. But yes,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I like to go for the big trades if I can, or at least try and chase a run, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah. So basically, you're more of like a breakout trader and you just trade
yeah,
when there is liquidity and when there is enough volume in the market. So,
yeah.
okay, really, really interesting to hear. Can you maybe share a little bit on your time frames as well? Do you do your analysis on higher time frames, lower time frames? Like maybe how is your that routine of being in the charts looks like?
Yeah, well, initially I would go in and I'd just basically try to assess where the trend's going. So you would look at your well, I'd start off with the daily. What I start off with the daily time frame, and I put the high and the low on,
Yeah.
so I know where they're at. Because if I ever
Hmm.
see them break out of there, then it's going to go well. Um, then I go down to something like the hourly, and you can see that the way the trade's going, and I kind of moved down from there. But I actually just check in each one as to they've all got the more or less the same trend.
Hmm.
But the one I like to enter on is the 3 minute because
Okay. Whoa,
yeah.
that's odd, right? So normally it
Yeah,
would be 5 minutes or 1 minute. So
yeah, I mean,
okay.
I look at the 5 minute, obviously, but I think
Yeah.
because of the nature of the way I trade is I like to I'm quite a quick. I like to get in there quick. I don't. I
Right.
mean, I know you're supposed to wait for the right moment, which I do, but I like to be
Mhm.
able to not wait too long. So I like to see
Okay.
what it's doing quite rapidly. You know, I mean, often, like, occasionally, I go down to the 1 minute just to, you know, and then
Sure.
I get a bit worried and think this is going too fast. And I go back up. So I usually trade on something like the 3 minute, yeah, because it also helps because I think I'm trying to get above a 2 minute entry time, you know,
Yeah.
for the firm. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I mean you've got to be a minimum of 2 minutes in each trade, haven't you?
Yeah.
So the 3 minute helps me do that, so I can keep an eye on
Right.
it. So I've got a little candle timer, so I know exactly what's going on. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Very-
but yeah, so that works quite well for me. But what I wanted to add to this is the psychology of it. I don't know if you were going to
Mhm.
ask me about that, but
Yep.
it's the hardest thing in the world is sticking to the mechanical process that you got. Um, so yeah, I do struggle with that, to be fair, which is I do make mistakes, but and the mistakes I make is not because of my strategy, it's because of my
Mhm.
thinking at the time. You know, if you think, oh, stop loss there, I'll go straight in, and
For
but no, you
sure.
should stop and analyze again and make sure you're entering at the right moment and
Yeah.
stuff. So
And to be honest, like your journey is only, a year. So you're still, like I said, you're just a baby and you're
yeah,
going to experience a lot. The deeper in your journey you go, the more you will experience. But also just to hear you already say that you are aware of these things, like psychology, trading
yeah,
psychology, probably emotions like greed, fears, all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You already
FOMO,
know
yeah,
that. And just learning, how to control these things. So obviously you trade Sprint accounts offer like this quick way to get funded because you only need to reach
yes,
2%, but you
yes,
need to trade with 1% drawdown. So maybe
that's
you
right.
can walk us through, or maybe like even give some advice for the traders who are trying to get to the Sprint account, right? What was your approach? Because obviously you did mention like smaller lot size, smaller
Yeah.
risk. Is there something else that you did to help yourself to reach that target?
Um, I think it's just I think the weighting is important. It's just making sure. I mean, you're never going to be 100% correct, but
Of course.
just making sure you've got that upper edge, you know, to each trade, and not to take a trade if you're not sure about it. I mean,
Mm,
if it's a range in chart, then you kind of think, no, it's not really going anywhere. I'll leave it for now.
mhm.
Um, it's all about catch out, and I would say don't trade your news items as well, but that can be good. Depends.
Depending, because it gives
it's
volume, right?
it's all
It
down to
gives.
volume, and you never really know which way it's going to go. So,
Mhm.
and it's not the kind of thing you do with a sprint account, which is with a low drawdown, because you could be out in seconds. So,
Yeah,
yeah, so stay away from news on sprint. Yeah, and just do little, yeah, aim for smaller takes, if you know what I mean. So, uh,
yeah,
you see which way it's going, and just rather than put in, say, I don't know, 200 pips, you put in 50. Just to
yeah.
try and, but you do lots of little ones if you can, and also trying to keep the time going as well and all that. It's quite
Of course.
involved, but yeah, I think it's just a case of keeping at it, because keeping at it and just be aware that it's a thin line to tread, so you need
Mhm.
to tread carefully and be sure where you're putting your feet. So
Okay.
there you are.
Right. I really wanted to ask you, obviously, because Sprint is a very new program. And
Yeah,
I just wanted to know, what was your thought process when you decided to go for a sprint? Like, did you feel it's going to be easier because the drawdown is like, or not the drawdown, but the profit is so small? Like,
yeah.
what was your thoughts like when you
Well,
decided to trade Sprint?
initially it was, oh yeah, that looks nice and easy, 2% to get funded, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so obviously I went through a few doing that, and it's not. I mean, it's not too expensive either, which is it helps. It's quite cheap to get into, but and once you're into it, it would pay for itself. You get funded, and then you go on. You know, it doesn't take a lot to cover what you've just spent on it, so
Yeah.
that's quite good. Yeah. So initially I thought, yeah, it's a nice easy step, but then obviously once you get into it, it does require a bit of concentration, should we say?
Mhm. Okay.
Um, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, overall, maybe can you share us what is your experience with leveraged? Because obviously you did got to the payout. Maybe you can walk us through what was your payout experience, how quick it was, how
Right.
easy it was.
Yeah. Well, I went in, I got funded. And basically my idea then was, once it made a profit, I would take it straight out because it is the first prop firm that's paid me, basically.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so I mean I've tried many. Obviously I'm getting better at it, but this
Mhm.
is the first one I've passed and got fund and got paid out on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very happy with leverage. So yeah, so as soon as I put in the order to get paid out. I think I had it the next day. So in that
Okay.
instance, because yeah,
Great.
I
You know,
was well impressed with the speed. Yeah,
that's awesome. And also for the Sprint accounts, actually the first payout is like instant payout and you
yeah,
can decide whatever you want
that was
to
an
withdraw.
appeal. Yes, that was an
Yeah,
appeal.
so it's like you don't need to wait, like 5 days, 2
Oh,
weeks,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
You can withdraw whatever you have, the amounts ready to withdraw.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
But before you go, this is the question I always ask to all the success interview traders. So Kevin, what would be the advice or the tip that you would like to give to traders who are already on their journey, getting funded, who are trying their best? So, what is it that you would like to advise for them, or just give them a tip or the word of encouragement? I would say.
Um, well, there's two things really. One is don't give up,
Okay.
but don't not give up if it's gonna cost you a lot of money. So I don't know if that helps, but don't give up. Be very careful, and you will get there if you keep going. But
Nice.
mostly, be very careful.
Yeah. And you know what? I,
Protect your
I
money.
actually Exactly. I actually like, there is just times when we know when we need to give up. And if you've been, at it and there's no results and you're just hurting yourself, maybe there is time to give up.
Yeah,
But yeah, but when it comes to like trading, obviously because you traded well, you achieved your payout and you seem very aware of the risk. You always say, protect your capital. Is there something that you would really want to suggest to the traders, maybe who are making these mistakes and losing accounts? Like, what is it that they can do to actually protect it? Is it really all about getting the stop to the break even or like risking less? Like, what is it that
yeah.
you would
It's
tell them?
it's about it's about that. It's I think most importantly, it's about not being greedy.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
it's a slow process. You will make money, but because a mistake I've often made in the past is you go in and you put in this thing and you think, oh, I'll go for this like 2,000 points or whatever, just so I
Yeah.
can get to that point in money. But you need to not think about the money because you could get there, but you could do it in little steps because it's safer basically. So I think that the ultimate goal of keeping your account alive and getting there is to do it in small steps and take your time. Because
Yeah.
if you go for that big move,
Hmm.
chances are it's not going to get there and you'll end up going, oh no, and then your emotions come into play and then that's you scuppered it then.
Yeah. And then it's
So
not a good place to be, definitely. So
exactly.
thank you so much. Really enjoyed chatting to you, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for a very wise advice, I would say, for the traders is,
Thank you.
to not up, and but to give up when it's time to give up, I guess,
Yes.
that's
Yeah. Yeah.
really stuck with me. Okay, so I'm definitely going to use this somewhere.
All
So
right.
thank
Cool.
you, Kevin. But just wanted to say I wish you all the best with Leveraged. I'm so happy that we are the first prop firm that you
Yeah.
got to the payout, and I wish you truly all the best. Keep on doing the great work, and thank you so much. And I might see you in another success interview.
Well,
Okay,
hopefully, yes. Hopefully soon.
right. Okay, take care.
All right. Thank you.